might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use tips to balance in favor of fear. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. None of the information presented in this video or by VGirlTV should be taken as fact. Every situation is based on personal experience. Do you want to visit Panama, but you don't know quite yet what weekend you want to come? Guess what? 2025 Martin Luther King weekend is Rum and Brunch Music Festival here in Panama City. 4 days, 5 nights of non-stop event, with the last event being none other than Rum and Brunch, which is the deluxe edition, which is a concert series, okay? We have performances by local artists as well as international dancehall artists, so you don't want to miss this event. If you are on a budget, but you know you still want to go, don't worry, we got you covered. We have payment plans available. Click on www.rumandbrunch.com, click where it says Rum and Brunch Weekend, and read up about this amazing event that you don't want to miss. If you went to Rum and Brunch Weekend 2024, trust me, you don't want to miss 2025, because 2025, if you're a 90s baby, an 80s baby, and you was outside in 2000, you definitely don't want to miss this event. If you had a chance to participate in Rum and Brunch 2024, well, guess what? 2025 will even be better. If you were the ones that were sitting home looking at all the fun that we were having, well, guess what? This is your opportunity to be here. So if you love listening to dancehall, reggae, soca music, this event is for you. See you guys there. Peace and love. Do you want to visit? Hello, V Squad. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday. So shout out to everybody that is watching on Twitch, X, YouTube, of course, because you know my YouTube family, y'all always hold me down, okay? And Facebook. Shout out to everybody in Caribbean people in Panama that's logged in as well. Hello, 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 my beautiful people. First of all, the last video that I did, I had to take it down because there were several reasons why I had to take it down. I was literally 3 days post-op and my lips was peeling, and none of y'all had the audacity to tell me that I had a yuck mouth. Not one person had the audacity to tell me that I had a yuck mouth. All right? So the video is down because I was like, okay, hell, I'm not going to keep this video up. Okay? I wasn't going to keep the video up. Y'all supposed to be my peoples, and y'all had me out here looking crazy. What is up with that? Like, no. So basically, the video is taken down. And then some of y'all were clowning me for having a hat on because y'all know I didn't comb my hair in days. I was like tore up from the floor up, made me want to throw up like Marty Mard. And so there was so many things wrong with that video after when I started watching it on the playback. I was like, yeah, no, we're going to take this down. We're going to take this down. It's literally like someone talking to you and have a booger in your nose, and they're just talking and no one says absolutely nothing to the person when they have boogers in their nose. That's wild. Anyway, if you are logged in on IG, make your way down to YouTube, because you already know how we do when we're on YouTube. We're able to comment. Okay, we're able to, what's the word I want to say? The live is very much, I don't even know what the word is right now because I'm getting old and I can't remember anything. But when you're on YouTube, interactive, that's the word that I wanted to say. So if you are on IG, make your way down to YouTube. Hey, DJ Armand. First of all, you were one of those people that was in that live and you did not have the audacity to tell me that I had yuck mouth all over here. So last live was taken down. I know a lot of people were saying like, hey, hi. A lot of people were like, oh, I was rushing home to see a live. And then when I went back, the live was taken down. But you know what? It was really a reason. I don't know. It was like the universe was saying, take that damn live down. Number one, I had yuck mouth. Number two, there was like some issue with music because I paused my epidemic subscription. Anyway, whatever. It don't even matter. The live is down. We're here again. All right. So, guys, okay, for those of you, let me tell you, I'm talking a little weird because I got my tongue, the whole side of my tongue is burnt. Nah, I look back at that video, I had yuck mouth all over here. Like,
You know, like when you put too much Vaseline or something and then the saliva, it sticks right here and it's like white. Well, we call that yuck mold. Now, because I told y'all my lips was dry from being burned from the anesthesia when they stuck the damn anesthesia down my doggone throat. My mouth is all cut up. It was a mess. A mess. Anyway, okay. I wanted to give you guys a basic an update, okay, because especially for those of you who are planning to live here, okay. Now, we all know that when you live in a place, okay, so for the most part, most people when they move here, and like let's say if they're expats, they usually if they have like procedures or doctor's appointment or something like that, they usually fly out. They go back to the states for several reasons, whether it comes to their insurance policy, um, or they have like a specific doctor that they trust. They usually fly out. But the reality of the situation is that when you are living in a place, and I mean when I say living, I don't mean you come in 1 month at a time and then you leave and then you come back. No, I mean like you permanently residing in a place, okay, for a long period of time. Maybe if you travel maybe like once a year, but I'm talking about if you live in here, there is literally going to be, and this could happen, you know, God forbid it doesn't happen, where people experience emergencies where they have to go to the doctor and they may, you know, have to have surgery. So in the great, why can't I live? People always want to text me. I didn't have nobody texting me when I wasn't on live. Now all of a sudden now I'm on live. People want to text. Anyway, let me make sure I don't have no boogers because y'all will have me out here looking crazy. Anyway, so you will in some situations you may have to have like an emergency situation where you have to go see a doctor or you may have to have surgery. And these are realistic things that people need to keep in mind when they decide that, okay, hey, I'm going to get up and I'm going to move to a whole nother country. Because I know right now it's a cool thing. It's the cool thing to live abroad, you know? It's the in thing now, you know, that a lot of people want to be digital nomads and they're like, okay, well, we're leaving. These are things people don't think about. People do not think about this. So in the last live, I was talking the one that got deleted because I had yuck mode. Yes, I was telling you guys about the situation that I was having with my insurance company because I do have insurance here. I have Blue Cross Blue Shield International, and Blue Cross Blue Shield International covers certain hospitals. But one of the main hospitals that they cover if you're having surgery there is Punta Pacifica, Paitilla, Costa del Este, which Punta Pacifica is affiliated with John Hopkins Hospital. Yes, it's an amazing hospital. They have all the latest technology, clean, la 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 la. Now, this is my third time having surgery here in Panama, and I never experienced anything like this. So, like the first time, I had kidney stone removal laser, which that didn't really go well because I ended up having to go to the States to get them removed. And then the second time, obviously, you guys know that my daughter was born in Panama, and I had a C-section. So I don't know if that counts as surgery, but that was the second time that I actually was like hospitalized here because I had like some type of surgical thing. And I don't recall, I don't recall going through this either. No, I didn't go through. Did I? Well, one of the things that I will say is that like before you have surgery, like they will give you a quote on how much everything is going to come up to. You give them your insurance information. They call your insurance company. I mean, your doctor is supposed to do all this. The doctor's secretary is supposed to do all of this. With my situation, when I had my daughter, I was supposed to have a VBAC. If you don't know what a VBAC is, it's a vaginal birth. And I didn't end up having the vaginal birth. So when they quoted the insurance, they quoted me for just a VBAC. And so I did not end up having a VBAC. I ended up having a C-section. And so at the end of my visit, I remember having to pay like $2,000, which I was supposed to submit to an insurance company, but I never did. And I was too late because she is 2 years old. So yeah, this is something that you like take notes. Okay. Now this time this happened, the same thing happened where the insurance company quoted whatever they were quoted for the to perform the hernia repair. So I had a hernia repair for those of you guys who don't know. Um I'm on like rest, okay? That's why you haven't really seen any vlogs going up. I was supposed to put out a vlog on Friday, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so the insurance company quoted it. Now, mind you, the doctor's supposed to have a secretary. I don't know what is going on with the secretary. What? Well, he told me what the secretary was yesterday when I went to go see him, but they don't have a secretary. And usually the secretaries is the ones that take care of these things, but the doctors don't. So like a lot of the times, what the doctors want you to do is pay up front for whatever procedure that you have, and then they want you to go fight with the insurance company, which I don't recommend anybody to do because the insurance company is always going to try to pay you less than what you're supposed to get. So for my surgery, I was quoted, you know, I basically did all the legwork. So I got the quote, contact the insurance company, had the doctor fill out the information. I had to take the paperwork to the insurance company, wait for the insurance company to get back to me. There was certain things that wasn't filled out right on the form, had to take it back to the hospital, back to the doctor for him to fill it out, and then take it back to the insurance company. Like I should not have to do that. I should not have to do that. Usually it's the secretary's job at the hospital or any doctor's office they are the ones that's supposed to do that. Anywho, they gave me a quote, but guess what? The quote does not include the anesthesiologist. It doesn't include the doctor's fees. And it also doesn't include if the doctor has an assistant, it doesn't include that either. So now, usually in the States, when you have surgery and you're going through insurance, all that is submitted as one. In this situation, they quoted me a certain amount of money. And then at the end, they were like, oh, yeah, so you have to leave a deposit. That's another thing. So, for example, I had two parts of my surgery. One was covered by insurance. The other part was not covered by the insurance. The part that was not covered by the insurance, I had to leave a deposit and it wasn't cheap. And then at the end, they would reimburse me for whatever I did not use. They would credit me. However, I had no idea that all those fees weren't included in the quote that they gave me. So now you don't need it. I don't need what? I'm not getting no implants. Child. No, I'm not getting implants. Okay. My boobs are hanging down and I'm okay with that. Like it's not that deep. It ain't that deep. Okay. It ain't that deep. So no, I'm not getting implants. Anyway, y'all be really trying me. I think y'all love to hear my mouth. Okay. Y'all like to hear my mouth. Anyways, like I was saying, so they make you leave a deposit. So, for example, let's say if you're having, because certain procedures, like for example, if you have to have a procedure and you have a pre existing condition, the insurance company is not going to cover it. If you have especially Blue Cross Blue Shield International in Panama, if you have a pre-existing condition, the insurance company is not going to cover it. So that would be one of the reasons why they would say, okay, boom, we'll cover this part, but we're not going to cover that part. So the part that they're not going to cover, you're the one that's going to have to like come out your pocket, leave a deposit, whatever. So now what happened in this case is that after I had my surgery, child, I was like being wheeled out of a wheelchair, feeling like a hot mess. And then homegirl comes to me and say, oh, you have to pay $600. I'm like, what am I paying $600 for? They was like, oh, the anesthesiologist. Child, at that point, I was just toe up and I was just, real jacked up that I didn't even like think twice of it. I was just like, here, take the card. I want to go home. I want to go home. And so they charged me without me really, I wasn't really conscious about what really was going on because I shouldn't have had to pay that. That was supposed to be covered through the insurance company. So now the doctor messages me like 2 or 3 days later. No, 2 days later. Yeah, he messages me like, hey, I didn't get paid. And I was like, well, what do you mean you didn't get paid? Because the insurance company definitely approved your fees. And he was like, the hospital. Now, I went to Costa del Este because they were giving a discount if you went there instead of the main hospital. And so I asked someone that I knew, like, hey, what is this? What is the deal with this hospital? They were like, it's still state of the art. It's still affiliated with John Hopkins hospital, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying, okay, well, since it's the same thing, then I might as well just do it there and then get a discount. Okay. Because your girl loves a good discount. And I'm not talking about the discount for the insurance company. I'm talking about the discount of the portion that was not covered by the insurance company, which was a pre existing condition. So, anyway, so I go home now. The doctor's like, okay, so yeah, I didn't get paid. I'm like, well, what do you mean you didn't get paid? So I'm showing him the receipt because the insurance company sent me a receipt that they approved the amount for the doctor and how much they were going to pay. He was like, well, he didn't fill out any paperwork at the hospital. And so he doesn't know what's going on. And why would I expect the doctor to know what's going on? Because he doesn't have a secretary. This is the job for the secretary. Usually a secretary does these things. So I'm just like, okay. So now I'm not trying to be like, I'm a la paga. Okay. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna figure this out. So as soon as I was able to be on my feet now, and mind you, I had surgery on Monday. Tomorrow will be 1 week post op. Um and so I went to the doctor on Friday. I still wasn't even all that strong. Like I did not even. This is a sidebar, y'all. I had no idea. I didn't realize how much of your stomach muscle you use for everyday stuff. Like, who would have ever thought? Like, I had a C section. I mean, the C section that I had with a man was horrible. Like, I couldn't walk for days because of the pain. Um, then the second time I had a C-section, I was fine. But this time with the hernia repair, like I felt like my stomach muscles were weak. So even with me walking without me having like stomach support, like back support and stomach support, I'm like walking like so slow, like a penguin. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Exactly. I had no idea. Insurance sucks everywhere. I've gotten a bill from anesthesiology when my son has her. It's crazy. Super stressful, y'all. Super stressful. Oh my goodness. So I'm like, okay, well, something had happened with my stomach, so I had to go see the doctor anyway. So I said, okay, let me go. I'm gonna go to the doctor because he wasn't really rushing. He was like, when you feel better or whatever. And in my mind, I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why do I have to do this? Like, I should not have to do this. So anyway, I go down there, whatever. I go to the hospital. I see him. He does whatever he says. I told him, okay, I'm gonna go downstairs to go speak to Billing to see what's going on. And so I go down to Billing, and this is another thing. Like, you guys, you have to be on your P's and Q's. When I tell you, I'm the type of person now that I'm learning. Like I told you, I've been in Panama for 12 years, right? And as time goes on, I'm always learning something new. Like my experiences is what's able to it's what's able to guide me so that I'm able to guide you or provide you with this information because I've been here so long. I've experienced a lot. And as I go on with different things, it's always something. It's always something that you don't know. But I told my mother, I said, yo no soy una persona que yo deja que la gente me diga cualquier cosa y yo voy a estar así. No, I'm the type of person that if I see something's not right, I'm going to fight for my rights. You're not going to try to get over me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the billing office and I want them to give me a breakdown of this surgery. Anyway, they give me a breakdown of the surgery. They showed me everything where the money went, whatever. They gave me a refund. Actually, they gave me 2 refunds. The first time they called me the day after and was like, oh, they're returning money back onto my card, which I was like, okay, great. But then I thought that they were going to reimburse like a certain amount of money, and the amount that they reimbursed wasn't really that much. And I was just like, considering with all the other stuff that was going on, it just didn't make no sense. Like it just wasn't adding up. And thank God. So this is the one thing I would recommend you guys. If you are going to have surgery, get a quote prior to you having the surgery. I'm telling you, it will save you lots of headaches and time. I kept all my receipts, I kept all my quotes. So if the doctor was supposed to charge me something, I kept that paperwork. If the hospital said they were going to charge me something, I kept that paperwork as well. If the hospital said that they were going to give me a discount, where the paperwork said that they were going to give me a discount, I made sure I kept that paper. And me keeping those papers is what saved me and why I ended up getting back more money. So anyway, so the girl breaks everything down to me. She explains to me. I'm like, well, the doctor didn't get paid. The doctor doesn't even know. She goes, doesn't he have a secretary? I'm like, no, girl, he don't have a secretary. Like, this is why we're here. And she was so helpful. She was so sweet. This is the first time, not the first time, but this is one of the few times in Panama that I've ever met anyone that worked for like a public sector. When I say public sector, government buildings, um, hospitals, etc., that was willing to go out of her way to help me. Like usually most people would be like, I don't know what to tell you, boo boo. I don't know what to tell you. But she was so helpful. Like she went out of her way to help me. Like she explained, even though I didn't understand certain things, so I kept on asking the same question. She wasn't like, "Oh, this dumb bitch," you know what I'm saying? She took her time. She was so like, she took her time with me. So at the end or whatever, when she broke everything down and she told me, "Listen, what the doctor has to do is the reason why he didn't get paid is because he has to submit this form." He didn't submit the form, which they were supposed to give him at the other hospital where I had the surgery. They were supposed to give him that paperwork for him to fill out, which they didn't. So I said, okay. And then I have so the person that sold me the insurance company, the person that sold me the insurance, why I love that particular branch is because they're always I've gotten my insurance, health insurance with them, and also car insurance with them, and also house insurance with them. And the reason why I love them is because, well, Anthony per se, the reason why I like Anthony is because he always, like, if I text him and I have a question, he's always willing to help me when I can't deal with insurance directly. He'll be like, okay, let me call the insurance and let me figure out what's going on. Like, he is always there to help. So anyway, so I explained the situation to him and he's like, okay, let me call the insurance company to figure out what's going on. And so he called the insurance company and I always give him Christmas gifts. Like my family always give because he is such un amor. Él es un amor de persona. Anyway, so yeah, so what was I saying? So we get the formula, we get the form. Him is at the formula. We get the form. I go back to the doctor upstairs, and he's like, "Okay, what did they say?" So I play the voice note for the doctor, and he's like, oh, "Okay." So he fills out the form or whatever, and he gives me back the form after I sign it. And guess what your girl got to do? Your girl got to go drop it off at the insurance company for the doctor because he doesn't have a secretary for him to get paid. Now, I know most people would be like, well, why are you doing all that? I don't want to be a malapaga. I don't want to be that person. Like, I don't like when people do not get paid for their services, especially when it comes to me. And I feel really bad, which is the reason why I'm going out of my way to do this to make sure this man gets paid his money. Is because I don't want to be like, and plus I've used him before, and I recommended him to other people as well. And he's always been super nice to me. And also another thing that I like about this doctor is that he's not hungry for money. Like there's some people that are so hungry for money, they will run your ass down, run you down, run you down for their money. And I don't want nobody on my back. He's not that type of person, but I just don't want nobody on my back for no money. I don't like messing with people money. I don't like dealing with people who are money hungry either. Even though he's not that type of person, I just don't want to deal with it. Hold on, let's see what he says. I watch a lot of YouTube Americans live in Panama. They have medical in Panama. I think they give them special services because they even say that doctors give them their cell numbers to do doctor visits. Okay, so you can do doctor visits, but I'm talking about surgery. I'm not talking about, and so this is the thing. If you are in the army or a retired army vet, the army will pay for your medical. I'm talking about regular people like Joe, like you and I, who I am not retired that have health insurance. Yes, you can have you can get doctor visits. The last time I had to get an IV fusion with for iron, and they came to my house and did it for me. That is not something that's uncommon. What I'm specifically talking about, I'm specifically talking about surgeries, like having surgeries. I'm not talking about like regular, you know, medical cold. I need to see the clinic. No, I need to go to the doctor. No, they're gonna come. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this is real life situations. And this is things that no one's not going to tell you because these are things that can happen. These are things that can happen. And I'm just saying, you can never be too prepared. I'm not saying it's going to happen to you, but you just never know. And if you are in this situation, you know what I'm saying? If you are in this situation or you happen to be in this situation or you get into this situation, you know how to handle it. Okay? Because I never thought that I would be in this situation, but here I am. Can you share the name of the insurance company for someone like me who'll be relocating back and needs to have health insurance? Okay, so I have Blue Cross Blue Shield International. For the most part, Blue Cross Blue Shield is the best that you're gonna get. Because the hospitals that they're affiliated with are amazing. Now, am I saying that they're not like my mom always say insurance companies are ripoffs, but it's still good to have it because something is better than nothing, in my opinion. So, so we filled out the form, and so now I have to take the form to the insurance company on Monday, which is tomorrow. Thank God I feel better that I can do like little light driving. I'm not gonna be doing too much craziness. And then we're gonna see what happens after that. And as we proceed, I will let you know how it goes. Just like with my daughter and her name and her ID and her name on her birth certificate was wrong. It took 2 years for me to get that corrected. And again, these are things that no one's not going to tell you because most people haven't experienced. I don't know what it is. Okay. I must be like the messenger. I must be the messenger for the people because these things only happen to me. I have never come across. Well, no, actually, my cousin, he told me that on his ID, they spell his name wrong and he has to get it fixed. And then my mom's name is also spelled wrong on her ID, but she's just like, I'm not dealing with it. But see, me, I'm not that type of person. Like, no, you're gonna fix it. Like, I have OCD like that. No, 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 no. We got to get down to the bottom of it. And so that's the type of person I am. So most people will be like, oh, okay, it's not necessary. No, everything is hers to me. Like, I'm not gonna not try to help this man get his money. I'm not gonna do that. See, and let me tell you something. This is a sidebar. When your name is spelled wrong on your cellular, it causes problems in the future because you guys don't even realize that small mistake can cause so much drama, especially with family stuff. God forbid somebody dies and the information doesn't match with what it said. They don't care if the name was spelled wrong. They be like, oh well, that's not the same person. And then guess what? The government stays with your house. So I advise anybody if you have a cellular, and your name is spelled wrong, your last name, whatever, get it fixed. Don't allow these people to let you stay with your name wrong. Because with my daughter, I was so persistent. My mom was like, wow, like you are really persistent. Like I did not think, I thought she would have gave up. I was like, no, that's not gonna stay like that because that's not her name. And I was so persistent. I even went to the director, okay? Because the regular workers couldn't do nothing for me. And I went directly to the director and they fixed it after 2 years. Most people would just be like, you know what, I'm not doing this no more. Like, you know what, whatever. Not me. Because I know how it will cause issues in the future. And so sometimes, you gotta take the L now to get that W later. People be writing some wild stuff in these comment sections, child. I'm like, what? We're having a whole live stream about something important, and this person in here talking about it's probably a bot. Child, you saw it too, right? Oh my god, I'm mad I even put it on the screen. See, I'm on StreamYard, so I can't block it from here. I would have to go into YouTube to block it, the actual YouTube app. Anywho, so yeah, you want to get that corrected, okay? Any ID that you have that you're going to be using here, you want to make sure that it's exactly like the paperwork match or exactly what it says on your birth certificate, exactly what's on your whatever documentation that you're going to sign, because they're going to tell you, for example, if your last name is Brown and they spell it Brown with an E at the end, or they spell it like crazy, guess what's going to happen? Every documentation that you sign, they're going to want you to spell it that way. So if your birth certificate is not matched with that, it's a problem. It's a problem. A revolú. Te estoy diciendo porque yo sé. No estoy hablando solamente para hablar. Te estoy diciendo cómo es la cosa. I'm telling y'all. Hey, Rick B, why are we pausing right now? Why are we pausing? Y'all, I'm so tired. Like, I'm so sleepy. Anyway, so I'm reading this book because, I had a whole bunch of downtime, right? And the book is called The Courage to Be Disliked. And I love it. Like, I haven't finished it yet, but since I've been, down bad for these couple of months, these couple of days, I've been down bad. I have nothing but time on my hands. So I've been catching up on other people's YouTube channels, reading my books, drinking my water, minding my business, doing all that good stuff. So if you guys like to read, because I know lots of people don't read no more. Them don't you say? There's a lot of people that do not like to read. But if you are into reading, because there is not an audio version where you can listen, I would advise anyone who is looking for some type of self-help, get this book. It's called The Courage to Be Disliked. You know what? I'll probably link it in the description box when I get off this live for you guys if you're interested in buying it. It's really, really a good book. The book really, it teaches you that you are not really a product of your circumstances. I don't want to get too much into it because then I'll be telling you what what the book is. But the reason why I bought this book is because I was going through something, y'all. I was going through something with people, and I'll be just like blacking out sometimes. And I don't want to black out no more. I just want to be a better person. So, what better way to try to be a better person? The first step is acceptance. Okay. You got to accept the negativity, your negative traits. Okay. If you want to do better, you got to accept the negative parts. Okay. And take accountability. So, I'm taking accountability. So, I'm not blacking on people whenever they piss me off. So, yeah, here we go. So, yeah, it's a really good book. As far as the surgery is concerned, y'all, like I said, Monday will be a week. I am walking now. I'm walking now. I still can't run or anything like that, but we're here. Okay. We're getting better day by day. You're coming up so the haters get bold. Ciao. I know, but I can't be like getting crazy on people all the time. Sometimes I just gotta learn how to ignore people. Like, you got it, sis. You got it, bro. Whatever you say. I just block people. That's how I deal with them. But if I see them in person, because a lot of people, they don't be having that type of energy. If you're like in person, they won't have that. They don't have that energy that they give you online. And so, but I'm changing, okay? Personal development. I'm ignoring people more, you know, and I use my favorite button, block. Block and delete. All right. So Yeah, so that's that as far as the surgery and as far as the insurance is coming along. One thing that I will suggest though, like if you have to have surgery and it's not like an emergency surgery and you have the funds to fly back, or if it makes sense economically, because sometimes it just doesn't make any sense economically to fly back. Like you have to pay your plane ticket. If you have a place to stay, cool. But if you have to stay at somebody's house or if you have to fly, rent a hotel, sometimes, it doesn't make any sense. But if you are having a surgery that's pre-planned and and the insurance is covering majority of it and your out-of-pocket expense is less than what it would be here if you had to stay, I would just do that. I would weigh the pros and cons to see what actually makes sense. Because sometimes, like for example, like when I did the um the kidney stone removal, the first time I had like laser, and then the second time the insurance company was like, no, we're not covering it because, you know, it is a pre-existing condition. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go do it in the States. Bye. So situations like that, you just really have to just pick and choose your battles, what makes sense and what don't make sense. And there are people who, they'll go to the seguro, but I personally, if I have kidney stones and I'm like in pain, I'm not waiting for an appointment till God knows when from the seguro to get a surgery. Like I'm not doing that. I get it. Some people don't have, they don't have a choice. But I do by the grace of God. And I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Especially if it's like a life and death situation. And one of the things I don't understand is like, why is it so now? Oh, so as far as the anesthesiologist is concerned, I don't even know who the anesthesiologist is. Like, I was just like, who is the anesthesiologist? And so the doctor knew who she is. So now I got to track down the anesthesiologist because I forgot that part. And I have to have her fill out one of those forms to get some type of reimbursed from the hospital. Cause what the heck? Y'all want me to talk about the elections on May 5th, and I'm just like trying to avoid talking about any type of politics on this channel, y'all. I don't want to talk about no type of politics. I'm gonna have to. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Because there are certain things that I cannot and I refuse to talk about on YouTube, I can live stream directly from my website, which is more private. And I have control over the live stream on my website. So what I will do is we will have a live stream that I will tell you in advance when it's going to be, but it's going to be streamed directly from VGirlTV.com. But I am not talking about that on YouTube. So if you already subscribed on, to the website, if you're on the mailing list, then you will know when we go live. But anyway, I'm still gonna like put it out there. I know, but guess what? I'm not monetized on Twitch. I'm monetized on this side and I'm monetized on my website. I'm not monetized on Twitch. So, you know, unfortunately, this is free content that I give you guys. It's free content and, this takes time, the light, the internet, all these things have to get paid for. So there's certain platforms where I'm just like, I don't really put a lot of effort into it because I'm not monetized. So even though YouTube is not giving me hundreds and thousands of dollars, I still use that to pay my kids' school fee. Hello. Which is not a lot, but still. What I probably might do is create a weekly live stream on VGirlTV.com where we discuss things that we cannot discuss on YouTube. Like if y'all really want to know the real tea, like real tea, we're gonna stream directly from the website. Thank you, Rick B, for the super chat. Guys, I cannot remember the last time I had a super chat. Like, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that over on the website. Sorry, guys. Amir's like right there. No consultation condos though. No, we're gonna talk about like no. Consultation is is okay. Click that link, book a consultation. Okay, book a consultation. Y'all not about to have me talking to death and dry mouth. No, book a consultation. Oh, on the website, we're gonna talk about. I can't even tell you what we're gonna talk about on there. You're just gonna have to wait for the live stream on the topics that's on the website. But one thing I will say though is that I used to think Kanye West was crazy. That was it. That's all I'm gonna say. You could decipher however you want it there. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So mm-mm. Yeah, y'all. Anywho, so tomorrow I'm gonna go drop off the paperwork for the doctor. I will let you guys know what happened, and how this played out. And hopefully you guys don't have to go through this. But if you do go through this, you know how to maneuver. You know how to maneuver. Thank you for your transparency about medical in Panama. Of course, I literally don't want whatever negative things that I've gone through. I don't want that for anybody else. Who would want that for somebody else? Only a wicked bad man person will want the negative things that they experience to happen to somebody else. Like I don't want that for nobody else. That's how people are able to maneuver. Like so whatever information that I have or whatever negative experience that I dealt with, I'm gonna let you guys know so you and how to handle it if you are ever in that situation. Because I don't want that for y'all. I don't want that for anybody, not even my worst enemy. Okay. Like I want everybody to have. I'm not saying that everything is gonna be perfect, but I really like. I'm not saying like everywhere you go is gonna be perfect. No, I'm not saying that because you're gonna have hiccups. But if you are in a place and you do not like, for example, I know people that are born in Panama. They left Panama when they was God knows how long. What you thought about Panama when you was 14, 15, 16, 17 years old or in 1980, 84, 90 is completely different from what Panama is today. So, okay, it's a whole nother country from what it is. And so the way you maneuver and the way you move completely different. The things that you need and the people are not even going to try to help you because even still like a lot of times like you'll be left in the dark. Even like the people that work in certain places, they're like they don't even want to help. So if I could just prevent you from going through something like that, why not? The information I'm giving you free information. Take your notes. I'm gonna leave it up so you can always go back and refer to it. Thank you. Amir already ate already. Okay. Amir ate. My mother sent food for us, and it was so crazy. Like my mother sent a box, right? So embarrassing. When we came downstairs, my father was like, "Hey guys, Shayna, Amir, Gia, everybody, the food is here." When he came, he had a damn box in his hand, and in the box there was like styrofoam plates in there. It looked like we were like homeless, like the homeless shelter was bringing up, what is it, the Goodwill, when the Goodwill, Meals on Wheels, if you're from New York, you know what that is. Meals on Wheels. Does anybody know what Meals on Wheels is? But when he came with the box of food, it was given very much Meals on Wheels. And so, like, in every plate, in every styrofoam plate, there was something in there. So there was like rice and peas in one, um, um, ribs in another, baked chicken in another, potato salad in another, plantains and avocado in another. Um, what else was there? My vegetables, my asparagus was in another thing, and it was just stacked up. And then he's coming. Mind you, the box had two things on the side. Yes, it was definitely like a care package with the food, and I was like, nah, they really came out here looking like this. Like, wow, like I feel very ashamed. And so we all sat at the table. Gia got on a table, Lucy got on a table. Everybody had a little plate, and we took out all the plates of the different food. Everybody scoop out what they want. Hey, girl, can Black people be racist? Yeah. Yes. See, one thing my mother gonna do is feed you. One thing my mom loves to do is feed people. Like, she loves to feed people. It don't even matter. Like, that's one thing she always have is food in her house. Like, she never runs out of food. It's like her, because she's always giving away food. Like, it's a soup kitchen. God keeps just replenishing, replenishing, replenishing. So she's never without food. Like, I remember when it was COVID. Mind you, COVID was crazy in Panama. Like, if you have not gotten a chance to see any of my COVID videos from 2019, go back and watch those videos. Okay. Okay. COVID was crazy. Food was scarce. Rice was scarce. It was very much something else out of this world. But my mom always had food. Like, we had quarantine in her house for a couple of months before she started driving me crazy. And I was like, all right, I'm out of here. But in her house, there was always food. Like, even when the money was crazy, because remember, during COVID, we had to shut down the business. And so when we shut down the business, I had created a website at the time, and we were operating solely through the website. And so imagine if you have 5 stores, all the stores shut down. You're literally only operating one store, because guess what? The website was one store, literally. And you're literally trying to maintain, everyone's trying to maintain off of off of this one salary. Like, it was crazy. But one thing we always had food. Don't ask me where it came from, but there was always food. Yeah, she don't mind catering for me or the people in the streets, okay? Because random people be coming to the house and knocking on the door, especially on Sunday, looking for food. And I just be like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it drives me crazy because I'm like, damn, it's Sunday. I just want it to be us. Like, I just want it to be us. Like, I don't want it to be a whole bunch of people. But they know they're going to get a plate of food, because one thing she always say is that if somebody asks you for a plate of food, don't tell them no. So, yeah, we have Meals on Wheels. I can't laugh. Don't make me laugh. My stomach hurts. We have Meals on Wheels today. Meals on Wheels. Oh my God, that is so funny. It was crazy. Yo, I don't even know how we survived. Okay, we're still feeling the aftermath of COVID. We're in what, 2024? COVID was in 2020, in 2019, and we're still feeling the aftermath of COVID. And it is crazy because when we were like coming out of it, the protest happened. I told you this conversation is going to be for the website. So for those of you who are just coming in, okay, people are asking me like questions that cannot be answered on YouTube. So those lives, we're gonna go have separate lives on the website directly. I just need to work out the kinks to see how it works. Because I've never live streamed directly from the website. I do know that it can be done, but I just never did it. So on the website, which is wow, I am like sweating. On the website, which is www.vgirltv.com, we are going to talk about the things that we are not able to talk about on YouTube. YouTube is a public platform, which means that it is free. It's a free platform. It's free for me to upload these things on here. And because it is a free platform, it is ran by other people. So if they don't like what you're saying, they will shut down your whole channel. So we don't want to take no chances. We're going to take it over to the website. Okay? Honestly, like it is no different from what do I want to compare it to? Remember that movie with the little boy with Denzel Washington and he needed like a heart transplant and he couldn't get the heart transplant or whatever the heart was because his insurance policy and the whole insurance nonsense and he basically pulled out a gun. What was the name of that movie? And he held everybody hostage in the waiting room. John Q. Yes. Okay. Exactly. So I need for everybody to understand it is the same thing. It is literally the same thing here as it is in the States. Like, it's just that I don't know about no other states, but I know in New York City you can get a lot of help. Even though I will say this in New York City, the help that they give you, it comes with a price because the people that's operating on you are students. And when you come out the operating room and the students are operating on you, you're gonna come out feeling jacked up. So it is the same thing here. Like it just depends on, your economic status, your social status, what you can afford, what you cannot afford. But insurance company are thieves. Every insurance company are just like the biggest mafia anyway. So I mean, right. So the thing is like, okay, so for example, if I have a baby here, let's say I didn't pay, like I literally did not have insurance and I didn't pay anything. I will pay like $5,000 to have a baby in the States. It's like 20. Let me tell you, I got my medical bill for my son, and this was 2020. No, 2010, my bad. And the medical bill was damn near $50,000 to have a baby. So if you wanted to pay out of pocket to have a baby in a hospital, who can afford $50,000? Versus here, you can have insurance. The insurance company will cover it for you. And if you go to certain other places, you could pay $100 or $200 if you want to go to Santo Tomas to have a baby or something like that. Would I go to Santo Tomas? No, but people have babies in Santo Tomas all the time. And all you have to do is maybe pay $100, maybe pay. So it's a different situation. Now, will I go to the Centro de Salud for a vaccine for my child? Yes, because it's free. Would I go to the Centro de Salud for something major? No. You feel what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say? Y'all are hitting up that website because y'all really want that other information. Now y'all gonna force me to go figure out how to do this live stream from the website. I'm gonna let y'all know, but we're gonna go live on the website. We had the youngest in Georgia. Birth took 20 minutes. Stayed 2 days before we went. Insurance said we paid nothing. The hospital tried to get us to put the. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I worked in a hospital before, so I know. Okay, it's a business. We didn't pay nothing. Got the bill. Hospital tried to charge us 30K. Try to charge 30K. Insurance paid 10K. No remain. See what I'm saying? Imagine paying 10K. You know. Because one of the things that I realized with the insurance company is that when they have doctors that are in network, they're only allowed to charge a certain amount of money. If the hospital is in network as well, they're only allowed to charge a certain amount of money. Because the only reason why I know that is because I read the notes from the. Remember, I'm the one that was being I was the secretary. Okay. And as I was a secretary and I was filling out these forms, signing these forms, taking these forms back and forth, one of the things the insurance company stated in the notes was because the good thing about Blue Cross Blue Shield is that when you submit the paperwork, you can go into Blue Cross Blue Shield website and you can see like the notes that they leave in there, and you know that they'll track um the progress of whatever you submit, and they'll give details. And one of the things the note said was that this is an in-network doctor, they're not allowed to charge that amount of money. So if you are an in-network doctor and you agree to take that insurance, you're not allowed to charge a certain amount of money, which is why certain doctors they'd rather not do the procedures in the hospital because the hospital charges like a lot of money. Like a lot of these, well, not a lot. It's not a lot of money to someone that is being charged $30,000 in the states, but for here, $5,000 is a lot of money to be charged. And so a lot of the hospitals prefer not to do procedures in the hospital, but they rather use clinics. The problem with the clinics is that if you have insurance, the insurance doesn't cover certain facilities. The insurance literally only covers, for example, Blue Cross Blue Shields covers Punta Pacifica, Paitilla, they cover Costa del Este, they cover um, Hospital Nacional, they cover Panama Clinic. They cover what's that other hospital? So they cover like a few hospitals here, but there's a cap. So if they, for example, if the doctor chart I just almost took out my nose ring. If the doctor charges you $1,000 and you want to use the insurance, the doctor, let's say, can only charge you $600 because that's the cap if they're going to work with the insurance company. So the doctor would rather you pay out of pocket so they could get their full amount of money and then have you fight with the insurance company. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, Blue Cross Blue Shield is like MasterCard and Visa. They accept it everywhere. They also have global medical coverage. Global Geo Blue is the name of the international company for medical plan. So this is the thing, which is crazy, right? So I try to use Blue Cross Blue Shield in the States and it didn't work. But in defense, I would say that maybe the person in the billing department just didn't want to do their job. So they called me like, hey, your insurance, they didn't cover, so you have to pay. I was like, here's a secondary insurance, use that. And then they stopped bothering me. So I've never tried to use it out of the country. I know they say that it's supposed to work in the country, but I feel like the problem with the international plans is that the people in these billing departments, they don't know how to bill it. Or maybe it's some type of miscommunication between the states and Panama. I don't know, girl. I have no idea, but it is just everywhere you go, you got to deal with incompetent people. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see you said I'm doing way better, girl. I can walk now. Wow, we really had a whole hour long conversation about insurance. Now imagine if I worked in like a billings department. Child. So I have Blue Cross Blue Shield International. That's the insurance company that I have. And so yes, it is supposed to be covered in the US if God forbid something happens to you. I'm just saying that me personally, I try to use it in the States at one point, and it did not work. Like the hospital was trying to bill me money. That's what I'm saying. I will show you the card, but I don't even have the card. But it's supposed to cover just like my when I had the Giselle. Like the Giselle is supposed to work in the States. It only worked like once I got in the States, it worked for maybe like 3 days, and then it stopped working. So yeah. Girl, I have a bone to pick with you. So I had to delete the other video, the first one that I had up about the surgery, because I had a yuck moat and you didn't even say nothing. I watched the playback and I was like, heck no, I'm not leaving this up there. Aw, I'm glad you like it and I'm glad it's helpful. Yes, you do. You really have to stay on top of them because they will try to get you to pay out of pocket just so they don't want to do the work, especially the people that work in billing. So, like for example, like when I was in the States and I try to use my international plan, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield, they covered it. Okay, they had to cover it. Anyway, they called me from the billing department from the hospital, which was in Jersey. It was in New Jersey, and they were like, "Oh, your insurance isn't covering it. You have a bill of da 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 da." And I'm like, "Yeah, girl, that is not gonna happen." Because I have a secondary insurance, but I wasn't about to go I wasn't gonna go and tell this girl how to do her job because it was given very much. Okay, you want me to call the insurance company and you want me to put in the claim. I'm not doing all that. Like that's not my job. Like the only reason why I'm doing it in this situation is because I have a very good relationship with the physician. Um, and he's really cool, and I want him to get paid. But if I was in the States, girl, don't bother me. And they were so annoying. They kept calling me back to back to back to back to back because the hospital wanted their money. And I'm like, if you want your money, then do your job. Honestly, I feel like, and I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about in the States. Sometimes I feel like the insurance company and the hospital be conspiring so that you have to pay out of pocket. It gives that sometimes. So, in finale, would I recommend health insurance? Absolutely, I will. I have been at a point where I thought that I did not need health insurance. Okay. And I was like, no, you don't need it, whatever, 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 whatever. You don't need it. I'll just pay as I go. No, 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 no. Okay. Because once they find out that you don't have health insurance, they're trying to bill you for everything. They're going to try to get you for all you got. So, would I recommend anybody to have health insurance? Yes, I do. I would recommend it. The only thing that I will say is when it comes to billing, make sure you're on top of it. If you got to go to the billing department and get a printout of everything, you do that. Plus, all they have to do is punch into a computer and your insurance pops up. They play so too many games. I think they like frustrating you and giving up and frustrating. Yeah, well, I don't be giving up for certain things like that. Not when it comes to my money, because y'all be trying. They literally be trying to drain me for money that I do not have. So I will fight to the end. Okay. Right, exactly. Which is why I'm because again, because they have a certain cap that they are allowed to charge. So if they could try to bill you, no. So when that happening was, I don't know if I said this, but I'm gonna say it again because I'm not sure if I said it. But when I did go back and get the bills, the billing and all that stuff, they ended up giving me another refund. So in total, I got back like almost $1,000 in refunds. So yeah, don't take no for an answer. I don't even think there's anything that is good insurance. That doesn't even exist. I don't think. So what I would recommend, if you're having surgery in Panama, make sure the doctor have a secretary. Make sure they have a secretary, and don't make them tell you, "Oh, well, you just pay and then you bill the insurance company." No, don't do that. Don't do it. This is very educational for the veteran who's considering moving to Panama. I was born in Colon, Panama, and moved to Florida. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, but the people who are veterans and they have like insurance, you probably more than likely will not have to go through that because Uncle Sam is gonna pay. And Uncle Sam has like they have this thing with the hospital. They have like a VA hospital here. So it's a little different. So you more than likely will not have to deal with what I dealt with. Remember, guys, I am not retired. I was not in the army. Okay, we're entrepreneurs, so we have our own private health insurance. So our situation might be a little bit different. Yes, they do. So there is a clinic called Brisas. No, is yeah, Hospital Brisas. That is covered by the VA. Actually, the people who are the directors of that hospital, they used to be in the army. They're Panamanians, but they also used to be in the army. And so I know for a fact that that hospital, they deal with a lot of VA people, a lot of veterans. And then you have Punta Pacifica, that's also for veterans as well. So the insurance that the VA provides, usually veterans don't have no issue. But if you do have an issue, these are the things that you might want to know. Got you. All right, guys. So I really hope that this video was helpful for you guys. I hope that you were able to take away whatever you need to take away from it. Guys, I am not God. I'm just giving you my experiences. Take what you will with it. Okay? This is not for, to bash anything or anybody. I got to leave these little I got to say this because there's always someone that just be trying to troll. Okay? So yeah, so I hope that you guys were able to take something from it. Thank you again, Rick B, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I can't tell you the last time I got a super chat, so I'm like, I got a super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you everybody for subscribing, for watching this video. I mean, we've been in here for an hour and 10 minutes and you guys are still rocking with me. Thank you to the people that are watching on the replay. And if you feel that you know someone that this information will be useful for, share it. Let them know. Send it to them. Make sure you like and subscribe before you leave, guys, and comment down below because this helps the algorithm and it helps your girl to keep pumping and it helps your girls to get more subscribers. It's free, guys. Help me out with that. Okay. Like, subscribe, comment. And if you know someone, share the information. Okay. I know there's like these army groups on Facebook. Put it in there as well. All right, guys. So thank you guys for always tuning into my videos. Tomorrow you should have the vlog. I know I promised that you guys were gonna have a vlog on a Friday, but your girl was I was at the doctor's office, so I could not give you guys a vlog. So I am sorry. I apologize. But you guys will have a vlog tomorrow. And then I'm gonna work on this whole live stream so we could talk about the things that we cannot discuss on YouTube. And then I'll let you guys know about that. And then tomorrow I'll probably go live again because remember tomorrow I'm gonna go drop off the paperwork and I want to let you guys, how did that go. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Peace and love.